Why does there have to be a lawsuit filed in my case? Can't we just handle it without filing a lawsuit? The answer to that is yes, we can sometimes. If we assume that the insurance company is going to do what they're supposed to and make a fair offer. However, most of the time, 99% of the time, that doesn't happen. So, as I often tell my clients, we're not good at begging insurance companies or defendants to provide information for which most of the time they don't want to provide to us. So the way that we can combat that or get around that and force them to come to the table with certain things is to file a lawsuit. What does that do? What does that involve? Filing a lawsuit is simply filing a piece of paper with the court that sets out certain allegations and facts and what lawyers call causes of action or reasons to sue somebody. And so we do that, and once we do that, we file it. Not only do we have to file it, we have to make sure that the defendant or the defendants, the people that caused this or that are responsible for the harm, get served. You have to physically hand them paperwork in order to get them served. Once we do that, once we achieve that, then the court has certain rules that compels the defendants to respond within certain days. You have 30 days to file an answer most of the time. You have 30 days to answer discovery that we'll talk about later on. So whenever we file the lawsuit, the defendant becomes subject to the subpoena powers of the court, and that is very, very important. One of the main reasons that we sue the defendants and file a lawsuit is because we don't have to beg for information. We say, provide this, and they must provide it as long as it's reasonable. As long as it's a reasonable request. We can ask them to provide, for example, their cell phone records. We can ask them to provide if they're claiming that a medical condition caused their physical incapacity and caused this wreck, or they supposedly passed out. We can force them to provide their medical records. But that's just the basic reason. We've got to get the defendant to come to the table. It brings everybody to the table and it makes everybody be on the same page as far as providing discovery, providing things that we need to prove our case. Another reason that we file lawsuits there are time limits in cases. So you can't go past 1 year, for example, in Tennessee for most car wreck cases. There are exceptions to that, but the general rule in Tennessee is there a 1 year statute of limitation to file a lawsuit for car wrecks. So if you wait a year and a day, or your attorney waits a year and a day, they've committed malpractice. Now the person who caused all this harm to you gets away with it scot-free because you didn't act in time. So that's why time is not your friend in personal injury cases. Witnesses disappear, evidence gets written over, video surveillance disappears. So time is always your enemy in these types of cases. That's why we file sooner rather than later. I hope that answers your question as to why we have to file a lawsuit in your case. Thank you.